Hi everyone. I haven't made a video in a long time, and I'm really sick right now, so it's not going to sound very good. But I wanted to get back and be active on the YouTube channel because I'm starting a new playlist about video book reviews that I haven't done in I'm pretty sure like a year. I've attempted to make more video reviews, but my parents divorced, and things that would involve making videos got moved from house to house and so it's a lot more difficult. And I still write book reviews on the blog. I mean, I've been pushing those out a lot lately, so those are still up, and you can go check those out. But I really hope you guys uh, keep posted on the video book reviews because I do intend to upkeep with those more often now. And kind of have more lively discussions. And obviously, this one's not going to be a very lively one because I'm sick, and I really apologize for that. But I'm trying not to say but it's very tempting to say but. My review today is over Gregor the Overlander by Suzanne Collins. The book is actually at my mom's house right now. I finished it in like I read it in a week, but I could have read it in a day. I read like 100 pages the first day and then kind of like read it intermittently the next couple of days, and I just read the rest of it yesterday. I actually read 200 pages yesterday, so I really read nothing in between when I picked it up and then when I finished it, which I wish I could have done more of reading of this book because it was a very good book, but at the same time, I felt it was very juvenile. And like I said, I do like it, and I like Suzanne Collins' writing in this book, but I do think it is a very childish book, and that's not a bad thing. And because it is directed for children, it's a children's book. And I remember reading, I think my third or fourth grade teacher read it as a read aloud book when we used to do that in elementary school. Yeah, and that's how old it is. I think it was published in 2003. And so I decided to pick it up now because I would be able to understand it more, and it wasn't being read to me, so I could kind of read it at my own risk and my own pace and figure out what I liked and what I disliked about it. And I was kind of worried about reading it after reading The Hunger Games because I feel like it would be much more of an improvement and a reflection of Suzanne Collins' writing after reading Gregor the Overlander and then moving on to Hunger Games. Uh, but I really would have, but I do owe reading The Hunger Games to Gregor because, like I said, like in elementary school it was read to me, and so when I saw The Hunger Games, I recognized the author's name, and I read Hunger Games 3 years ago now. So I am thankful for this book being here. And it's not just a device for me liking The Hunger Games, it's just kind of what it was there for. Um, this book I gave 3.5 out of 5 stars, mainly for the fact that Suzanne Collins is a master at pacing, and I think Suzanne Collins is also being known for having fast-paced books. Except for Mockingjay. I think everybody has their own opinion on the pacing of Mockingjay. But Gregor the Overlander was a really fast-paced book. It starts out with a boy named Gregor from New York City who follows his little 2-year-old sister into a laundry. Like they go down a laundry chute, or I think it's like a grate. And they fall into this place called the Underland, which I'm pretty sure is what the Wonderland is called in the Tim Burton film of Alice in Wonderland. I think they call it the Underland in that film. And so he ends up there, and he's taken in by these silver-haired, purple-eyed people, and he's the chosen one for a quest that he goes on to find his father, who is lost for years now. And so he embarks on this quest with rats and cockroaches and bats and spiders, and it's that kind of it's I wouldn't say it's high fantasy, but it is definitely sci-fi mixed with fantasy because there's talking animals and there's a new society and a new society of people that's very fantastical rather than a sci-fi place. I think it is more fantastical than it is scientific. Uh, so I think that the book is very good at the world building, and Suzanne Collins does a very great job of building the Underland and what their society is like. And they have their own language that they talk with. They kind of move around their verbs and adverbs and all that to form new sentences. And I thought that was really interesting, and it was actually very easy to comprehend. And I like the way that they live and the way that it is a king and queen society. It is a monarchy, and so they live in that kind of sense. But going back to the whole pacing thing, I felt like it was too fast paced for my liking because pacing is kind of a make or break situation, and if you go too fast, it becomes a little distracting, and you get caught up a little bit too much. If that makes any sense, if you're reading a book and it's going fast paced, and you're already a quick reader, and you discover yourself kind of going along with the pace of the book rather than reading at your own pace while the book is going at on its respective pace. Like say, um, like a car is driving at a certain pace and I'm running next to it. We both have our certain paces, but we're going to the same destination. You as a reader in the book, as a book, are both going to end up in the same place, but they're going at different speeds. So I feel like with this, we were both going at the same speed, which isn't exactly the best thing. And I would have liked for it to be a slower book. Like I feel like The Hunger Games, while it is a fast-paced book, it does have those elements where you slow down and you get to take a breather and you get to understand what just happened. But with Gregor the Overlander, I felt like I wouldn't be doing the book justice by slowing down with it, so I kind of just kept up with it. And maybe I missed out on a lot of things, but I feel like the whole quest, which is supposed to be, I guess, the main plot, or the main idea of the story, that he goes on this quest to find his father, I feel like that went by really quick, and I did actually feel like it was a quest. I thought it was just like the way I'm pretty sure that I read it this way is that he was meeting like all these different animals, like the cockroaches and the spiders, and because they were going to go on the journey with him, and so I feel like that just that went by really fast, and I was kind of confused with like something that happened by the end of the story, uh, and I don't know, it was just very fast paced, and also I thought it was very juvenile with the way that Gregor handled things. I said this in my written review that I thought that he was more of a comic relief than a hero, which is very negative for me, and it made me dislike the character of Gregor, and also his little sister, which I feel bad for because she's like a 2-year-old baby, but I feel like the way Suzanne Collins wrote her is that she was like this pointlessly cherished character, and by like the cockroaches, and they all liked her, and I thought she was just really annoying, and that she was pointless, and she became a burden to the story and where it was going. So I was really disappointed in that aspect because I really should like baby characters, but I didn't in this book. And so besides the point of juvenile characters, I mean, like what I mean by that is Gregor would have these wisecracks, and they were really annoying. And I'm also having that trouble with a book that I'm reading now, which I think I'll do a video review of because it'll be easier for me to it's easier for me to articulate this verbally than write it down. But what I mean is, in the book that I'm reading right now, I feel like not only are we getting a lot pushed towards the reader, like the reader's getting a lot in like the first 40 pages. That's also how it is with Gregor. You're getting a lot in the first 40 pages, and then you're getting these like little quotes from the characters that I feel like the author is using to try to sneak in there just because they're information, and rather than having the character have it like find out about it like in a library and they read about it, which would be a more logical way, they have like side characters just say them, so it seems more conversational. It's kind of annoying, like they don't make any sense. They don't make any sense in context, and like I know it. I know that this is actually kind of what they are doing because I wrote a whole 300-page novel myself, and I have done that multiple times. I tried to take that out, and I have my characters go to the library, and I have them do other things to find out different pieces of information. So I try not to make it that redundant sense of, oh, the character is very smart, so they obviously know the answer to the question or the situation you want to find out about more. So it was just very odd to have the main character. He was 11, but when I was 11, I wasn't as kind of naive and ignorant as he was. He had all these different, just like very stupid, quirky things that he said, and like it just got on my nerves. And I wish that Suzanne Collins had omitted those and found out or had come up with a different way to keep that information in, but at the same time, not in a childishly funny way. But like I said at the beginning of this review, this is a children's book. It's found in the children's section of stores. Hunger Games is YA, but Gregor the Overlander is a children's book. So I mean, the pacing does, I guess, work for a child, and so I'm looking at this from the viewpoint of a 15-year-old boy who has read the Hunger Games and I've read adult books and I've read young adult books. And that's what I'm used to. And so going back to a children's book, like I do look for deeper meanings, obviously, but that just wasn't found. And so I feel like there's this misconception that with children's books, if you read them as an adult, you're going to find all these deeper moral meanings, but you really don't. And Gregor the Overlander, it was a very fun, easy, and light read. It was a breeze to read through, and I liked a lot of the characters. I liked Luxa, King Vicus, and I like the whole royal aspect to it. I'm very interested in politics and in different societies. I like the whole idea of a new political system. But I mean, besides that, the pacing and the uh, childishness of this is what caused me to give it a 3.5. I wish I could give it a 4. I wish I could give it a 5 because it's Suzanne Collins and she's a great author. But in this book, her type of writing just doesn't fit, and I feel like she like downsized it to something that would match to a child's expectations. So I was very let down by this book. I mean, I still like it. I was just let down. I feel like when you say let down, it sounds like you hate it. But no, I mean, I like the book. It was just not what I was expecting. It didn't meet my expectations like I thought it would. Uh, so, uh, thank you guys for watching, and fly you high.